This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matters.
I'm Ray Collins. 5 o'clock right now. Let's get at the forecast from meteorologist John Scalzi. Good morning, kind sir.
Good morning to you. I always wait to be able to do this because my dad used to always do it when he was a kid.
What?
Hot enough for you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Never enough for me, personally.
86 degrees yesterday, a record broken.
Man.
Yeah, and today is going to be another warm one. I think we'll probably have temperatures up there around 85
John,
degrees
you'll find this funny. Sorry to cut you off.
No.
I actually had to turn my air conditioning on for once yesterday. Because normally I don't turn it on because I'm usually like, oh, 75 is good for me. But my house inside was about 78, so I cranked that up a little bit.
Oh, now I'm feeling horrible because we've had our air conditioning cranking like every day for the last week and a half.
I just get cold so easily.
I'll tell you, you'll have it cranking again today, I bet you, no doubt. We have some warm temperatures and, again, humidity on the increase, making it feel even stickier during the afternoons. Now, no rainfall. That's the one thing, I suppose. We don't have too much in the way of any large-scale cloudiness across the region. Little banks of passing fair weather morning clouds. They'll give way to plenty of sunshine as a little daily mixing starts to ensue. We'll look for daytime highs again today, well above the average of 74, coming in probably around 10 degrees warmer than that. No rain today, but tomorrow might be a different story. We'll talk about that coming up in a few.
All right, looking forward to talking to you, John. Taking a look at your Suncoast traffic this morning. Skyway Bridge looking free and clear of any traffic. Heading into Manatee County, already some congestion on State Road 70, as it typically is at 5 o'clock in the morning. But looks like other than that, Bradenton looking pretty clear as you head into Sarasota County. A little bit of traffic on 41 and towards Clark Road, but nothing to be concerned about. No accidents to report. And South County pretty quiet at 5 o'clock on this Tuesday morning. Well, topping our news, talks of removing alligators in Lakewood Ranch continues to heat up.
This might surprise you. Trappers have removed already 22 alligators in Lakewood Ranch in the past year. ABC's Rick Adams was at last night's session.
A standing room only audience crowded Lakewood Ranch Town Hall Monday night for a meeting on gators. Neighbors had the ear of an official from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, also known as FWC, as well as an alligator trapper. A large amount of gators have been removed from the town because they were considered to be too aggressive and a nuisance. Lakewood Ranch resident Jim Higgins is fighting for the gators.
The alligators, the more than 2 dozen that have been killed, are based solely on a phone call from a resident without any proof that they are nuisances.
There's been a policy in place since 2015 where if an alligator is considered a danger and a nuisance to the community, it will be removed, especially if the town has received many calls about the gator. Town officials say this meeting was important because of the recent ordinance and because of the enormous amount of gators that call Lakewood Ranch home.
We just thought that bringing in the experts was a good way to get some more information and do some education in the community.
Janice Todd has lived in Lakewood Ranch for about 2 years. Although she personally hasn't had any issues with alligators, she knows of some people who have.
If they're causing problems for people or, they're coming up on the banks and being aggressive, I think they need to go somewhere else.
Town officials say many of the gators that are considered to be a nuisance are euthanized. Some of them are moved to another location. For Jim Higgins, he says alligators are just a way of life here in Florida.
If this isn't stopped, there will not be any alligators in Lakewood Ranch at all. And I think it's based on arrogance of people. I think it's hypocritical. I think if you look at the CDC website and other information, that alligators are less dangerous to people than dogs are.
In Lakewood Ranch, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Well, town officials tell us there are no plans to change any of the alligator rules that are currently in place.
Many of you have made comments on our Facebook page on this issue. Let's check out a few. Zani says she thinks that humans are the problem in Gator County, adding that you can't build a house in drained wetlands, then complain about wildlife that was already living there. Well, Teresa writes she thinks we should keep the gators. She claims they won't bother you as long as you don't feed them. Some say famous last words. Jack comments for the fact that gators exist beyond just Lakewood Ranch and says if there's fresh water around, there's a chance of gators. That's what happens when you keep turning their homes into your homes. If you want to join the conversation, go to our Facebook page. Search for ABC 7 Sarasota. Another big issue right now hitting the Suncoast chart is the opioid epidemic.
Now, one Suncoast state representative trying to secure funding to fight the war on drugs as it continues to be a growing concern in the community. Joe Gruters is the House sponsor for a bill that would dedicate $500,000 for an opioid addiction recovery peer coach pilot program. The program would aim to help addicts recover. Now, Gruters thinks peer-to-peer training is a good start to tackling the seemingly growing epidemic.
People who have gone through the issue, gone through the addiction process, and have come out and pays for peer-to-peer counselors so that people can help these addicts get off of the addiction that they face.
Gruters says the program is needed locally. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office says it responded to 60 overdose calls in January alone, and 12 of those being fatal. Gruters is also trying to tackle another issue in Manatee County through a House bill. The goal is to make improvements on Ravonia's drainage system. Now, when it floods, the water has nowhere to go but on the streets and into people's homes, causing plenty of damage. Gruters says even though there's a tight budget in the state legislature, he filed the bill to receive as much money as possible for a project that could cost more than $3 million.
And we're in a great position this year to do that because we have Senator Bill Galvano, who's an upcoming Senate president, Jim Boyd's in leadership, and with these two guys and me helping them along with these bills.
Now, that bill is waiting to be scheduled and could be presented in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
New details in the arrest of a former charter school teacher in Venice. Matthew Minton is facing new charges this week. He was arrested last month for allegedly having sex with a student. 2 additional counts were filed against Minton last week. Details about the amended charges were not made public. The case is now with the state attorney's office. A Nokomis woman is charged with manslaughter after an investigation into the death of a Sarasota man who apparently overdosed. First responders were called to an apartment on Crockers Lake Boulevard last August. Sheriff deputies say Melissa Winings stated that she gave the 34-year-old patient heroin and he overdosed. Detectives then searched Winings' car and found, they say, close to 5 grams of suspected heroin. Detectives say soon after Winings phoned her boyfriend, seen here, Robert Rigby, who was in the Sarasota County Jail on drug charges. The two discussed how Winings could make her supply less potent. Earlier this month, the medical examiner's office confirmed the victim died as a result of an overdose of carfentanil. Winings is now being held without bond. The investigation into a shooting in the city of Sarasota continues this morning. Officers were called to the area of 25th and Leon yesterday. When they arrived around noon, they found 19-year-old Malik Henry of Sarasota suffering from a gunshot wound. He's expected to recover. Police have not made any arrests, but they do think it was not a random shooting. He was targeted. The public's not in danger. If you can help, call Crime Stoppers at 366-TIPS.
Well, a man in charge of the Manatee County Chamber of Commerce for more than 3 decades has passed away. Bob Bartz was 65 years old and passed on Sunday afternoon. However, no cause of death has been announced. Bartz was named president of the chamber in 1982. During his watch, it grew to 2,100 members. Under Bart's leadership, the chamber was also named the Florida Chamber of the Year 4 times, as well as the National Chamber of Commerce.
If Bob was not here, Manatee County would not be the county it is today. That's the kind of man Bob Bartz was.
I don't think we could put into words how deeply Bob Bartz is going to be missed, and it's going to take us years to fully realize the legacy that he's created in this community.
The Manatee Chamber is providing grief counseling to those who knew Bartz. Funeral arrangements are expected to be announced in the coming days.
He's a very nice guy. This morning, Suncoast Congressman Vern Buchanan is back in the U.S. after a trip to the Middle East. His office says he was taking part in a counterterrorism mission. Buchanan says American leadership in the Middle East and Africa is critical in combating radical Islamic terrorism. You'll recall 2 days ago, protesters rallied near his home on Longboat Key, demanding a chance to be heard in a town hall meeting. Issues included immigration as well as health care.
Back here on the Suncoast, time is running out for parents who want to put their kids in Florida's prepaid college tuition program. Today is the enrollment deadline for that program. Now, once it passes, families will have to wait until the end of the year for the next open enrollment period. Prices are up slightly from last year by an average of 2%. Any child in Florida from newborn through 11th grade may take part in that program. A traditional four-year university plan now costs about $187 per month, which is up $4 from last year.
That has all these ripple effects in the economy. So if I'm loaded down by debt, it prevents me from really building that life that I might have built quickly when I can use all of my salary that I'm earning in my new career to actually, live life rather than paying back all that debt.
There are some less expensive prepaid tuition options available. Those include 2- and 4-year plans to cover state colleges or hybrid plans for 2 years at a state college and 2 more at a university. The cheapest plan covers 1 year at a university and costs just $47 a month. Tonight, the Suncoast is celebrating Fat Tuesday.
Michael's on East once again hosting an annual Mardi Gras gala in support of Goodwill. Last year, the event raised $150,000 to support community programs that help those looking for employment. Tonight, the event will feature Cajun food, an open bar, and New Orleans-style music and dancing. We should go. It breaks our curfew, though.
I know. It sounds fun.
The event starts at 6 o'clock this evening.
Now, if you just can't wait until tonight to dig in some Mardi Gras treats, Pastry Art in Sarasota is getting in the spirit by offering traditional New Orleans-style favorites starting at 9 o'clock this morning. You're invited to join in on the fun today, and get this, if you do wear a Mardi Gras costume to the cafe, you'll get a free beignet and chicory coffee. They also have muffaletta sandwiches and Mardi Gras king cake available throughout the day until closing at 9 o'clock tonight.
We should probably point out where it is. Pastry Art is on Main Street near Lemon in downtown Sarasota.
I do love some beignets, though. They're pretty good. Have you ever been to the one in New Orleans, downtown?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's like monumental. You got to go there.
Are we too tall or are you too low today? It looks like you need a phone book?
They have the wrong chair on set again.
Let's go down lower for him. Come on.
Thank you.
All right, here.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Go ahead. How's the forecast down here?
It's nice down here in the kids' seat. I appreciate that.
All
right. Some very lovely weather shaping up for you today. We'll have that discussion coming up in a few.
All right. Well, still ahead, progress being made to bring the Atlanta Braves to Northport. We'll tell you what new document may be helping move the deal forward.
And later in the hour, could more people be heading to the moon? Maybe so. Details coming up.
There's a whole new way to bank with Achieva Checking Plus. You get new features like full ID theft protection, and that's good to know. Discover all the benefits at achievacu.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View. I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. We head outside to play a round of pickleball. Plus the work of Andy Warhol. We'll test our trivia skills and the Sarasota Opera. Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
There's a whole new way to bank with Achieva Checking Plus. You get new features like cell phone protection for 3 phones, plus an interest-bearing account. And that's good to know. Discover all the benefits at achievacu.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
And so normally we should be in the 50s. There you go, 64 degrees. Currently our air temperature. Dew point is up there in the 60s once again. Now 60s is not terribly uncomfortable. Certainly not as comfortable as 50s, but at least we're not in the upper 60s or near 70 quite yet. Now, I think maybe later today we will be in the mid-60s, and it will start to feel a little humid, especially as our winds turn a little bit more to the west. East right now at about 3. We'll watch them shift with sea breeze building in the afternoon. 66 in Wauchula, Mayaca Parish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch, 67 in Arcadia and Punta Gorda, 68 degrees in Northport and in Inglewood, 67 degrees in Venison, 67 degrees at Longboat Key. So across the peninsula this morning, things are very quiet indeed. We've got a few scattered showers over on the other coast. And remember, we were talking how a general easterly wind or a southeasterly wind is going to encourage that kind of showery activity over on the other coast for the next day or two. And that'll be the case again this afternoon, I think. Now, it isn't certainly in the realm of possibility that 1 or 2 of those showers could pop up in Hardee County or DeSoto County or Highlands County as we head into the afternoon. But currently there's really nothing going on to speak of. The state of Florida, pretty much cloud-free. Got a little extra cloud cover in the panhandle and, of course, around those showers over on the other coast. But there'll be plenty of sunshine around today. Now, such is not the case everywhere across the country. We do have a lot of little low-pressure zones across the country underneath this smattering of cloud cover that you see here. We have one in the deep south. We've got one up around the Great Lakes. We have one back toward the west, one moving through Texas. There's a lot of them on the surface map. And the thing is, most of them are going to stay to our north. Now, this one, which has the threat for severe weather today, moves up to the north and to the east, drags a cold front a little bit closer to us. And I think probably by Thursday morning, that cold front will be on our doorstep. Now, it may trigger off a slight shower or two, although mostly that front is going to come through here dry. But what it will do will be to shift our winds around to the north, increase our wind speeds, and draw down some drier, less humid air. So as we have temperatures today and tomorrow that'll be well in excess of average, I think when we get to Friday, we'll be just about spot on normal for this time of year, which is about 72 degrees. So it should be a beautiful day on Friday. Warm afternoon, higher humidity, dry today. I think not much changes today from yesterday. We have the southerly wind flow. Again, a few spotty showers in well inland areas possible. The front kind of puts itself together finally and moves this way early in the morning on Thursday. I think by probably midday Thursday, it'll be moving through our area. Winds will shift and that cooler, drier air come our way just in time for Friday. Again, I don't think this line of showers will produce much in the way of rainfall. It certainly will not produce any severe weather for us. Daytime high tops out around 84 today. A few more clouds around tomorrow, perhaps. And then the weekend looks like it's going to be just beautiful. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Let's check the roads as you wake up on this Tuesday morning. Quiet right now up there in northern Manatee County. We're going to join you now with a live picture from way up northern end of our viewing area. This is the DeSoto Bridge area coming in to downtown Bradenton. DeSoto Bridge at Manatee Avenue, right near the administration building and the police station there. So there's always a lot of traffic there. We'll watch that continue to build throughout the morning. Let's head back to the maps now, and you'll see farther south in Sarasota County, a bit of a buildup on 41 northbound, just south of Bee Ridge Road. And one last check of the maps down in South County, and nothing to report right now at 5:19 as you wake up on this Tuesday morning.
As the Atlanta Braves look to relocate to Northport, commissioners will look at an agreement today between the county and the baseball organization, with new details now being laid out in a letter of intent.
As our Adam Cellini tells us, we'll find out today how much the Braves plan to spend to make this deal happen.
Who will step to the plate to pay for the Braves' $75 million move to Northport? A newly formed letter of intent is the latest step in the process.
It's critically important that we're able to check this box in our progress towards application with the state of Florida.
All hinging on a $20 million state grant. The Braves have agreed to pay $2 to $2.5 million per year over a 30-year contract. The county's share in tourist development tax dollars remains the same, but the West Villages District and City of Northport will now be asked to kick in $300,000 per year, at least $9 million each.
Every role there is critically important. We need everything there to make this deal happen.
A city spokesperson in Northport says this is not a surprise. These numbers came up at multiple meetings, and they will discuss this letter of intent publicly on March 7th. Shannon Staub, who negotiated with the Orioles as a county commissioner, says the deal looks good so far.
It seems fair. It seems reasonable. We've got two different teams that bring different assets, but I think when you look at it overall, it's very similar.
Like the Orioles, the Braves and county will each put nearly $6 million into a reserve for facility repairs. Unlike the Orioles, there's been no agreement on a marketing package to promote tourism from Atlanta.
The Braves might have a little more difficulty doing that, but you know, it can be done. It's just a matter of having the will to do it.
Over the next month, all parties will look at the letter and decide if they're willing to play ball. The letter of intent must be approved before the West Villages District can continue making their application for state money. Now, the county anticipates that the Braves will ultimately end up paying for themselves as they come in, drive up tourism, and eventually drive up the amount of money in that tourist development tax fund. In Sarasota, Adam Cellini, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Yeah, of course, the Braves right now are playing in Central Florida at Disney, and no other teams are around there right now, so they want to come down toward the Suncoast because they've got the Reds, not the Reds anymore. The Reds were here, by the way, yeah. The Orioles Pirates. And the Pirates and the Rays right nearby, so we've got some leverage. You'd think they might want to be playing here, and I know the players do.
And Northport's such a growing area as well, so would love to see some more action towards that direction as well.
It does make sense. 5:22 right now.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, your chance to grab a rare iPod Classic, but is the bizarre price tag really worth it?
And at 5:30, a recall of a popular Trader Joe's item. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Our goal is to do things better than anybody in the country. What makes Sarasota Memorial Hospital's program so special is that it's taking care of the patient in every aspect of cardiovascular disease. And in this community, the patients are very active. The idea is not just to get them over that operation, but to get them back to doing the things that they enjoy doing.
Are you paying too much for your cable or satellite TV? The U.S. government passed a bill mandating free over-the-air digital transmission of all broadcast network television channels. That means with the new TV Freeway digital antenna, you can get free HD programming from your favorite broadcast networks 24/7 without a bill. You just plug it into the back of your TV and start watching all of your favorite broadcast programs for free. There are no contracts to sign, no hidden fees, and no monthly fees. Just free HD broadcast TV. Take it with you anywhere. Call or go online now to get your TV Freeway stick for the incredibly low price of only $14.99. But wait, call or click now and you can get a second TV Freeway stick for a second TV. Just pay a separate fee, but you have to order right now.
Call 1-800-809-5196 to get your TV Freeway. Call now or go to tvfreeway.com. So call 1-800-809-5196. This offer's not in any store. Call now.
I won Cash for Life from the Florida Lottery! So I get $1,000 a day every day for the rest of my life. Day 1, bought a pony. We're best buds. Day 7, this is crazy! Another day, another grand. This one's on me. Then Mom said, better save some. And another grand, share the love. I don't even play this thing, but I got a bunch. And another grand, and another grand, another grand, another grand. Let's do it again tomorrow.
With a prize of $1,000 a day for life, the new Cash for Life draw game is your ticket to a grand day every day.
Back 5:25 right now.
And you know that Amazon's new toy, Alexa? Well, now they are trying to make its popular assistant distinguish the different voices that they hear.
Diane Macedo and Candace Gibson have details.
In today's Tech Bites, Amazon's Alexa becoming a better listener.
A report in Time says the voice assistant may soon be able to distinguish between different people's voices.
Among many uses, that would help parents avoid mistakes, like the 6-year-old who used Alexa to order an expensive dollhouse.
Smart 6-year-old.
Yeah.
And YouTube is reaching some pretty astounding viewership numbers.
Yeah, the video platform says people are now watching 1 billion hours of content every day worldwide. Here in the U.S., service is now expected to pass American television viewership.
And a 15-year-old iPod has been listed on eBay for nearly $100,000.
So the rare 2002 prototype has a scroll wheel. It can store up to 1,000 songs. The first generation iPod Classic was used for testing. It's still fully functional.
And now I'm mad that I threw away all my old electronics.
Sounds like a good birthday gift for you.
Ah, there we go. Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a good day.
Tech Bites, brought to you by IHOP.
Bakery-inspired cinnamon roll French toast is back at IHOP. With an extra layer of cinnamon filling and drizzled with cream cheese icing. And our new red velvet French toast and sticky bun waffles. The only way it could get any more delicious is when it's from someone else's plate. Make it a combo with your choice of breakfast favorites at a price you'll love. IHOP, eat up every moment.
You thought about it, dreamt about it. Maybe you should just go ahead and do it. We're LegalZoom, and we've helped over 1 million people just like you start their own businesses. LegalZoom. Legal help is here.
For I can't help falling in love with you.
Give extra, get extra.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular received a J.D. Power Award for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-297-5313. Go to consumercellular.com or visit a Target or Sears store today.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Attention small business owners. Penn Funding announces the easiest and fastest business funding program, the Platinum Business Account.
We needed cash fast. Business is good, but this is an emergency. We needed some new equipment, and the banks wouldn't help us.
At Penn Funding, we like to say, yes, you're approved. With your Platinum Business Account, you could qualify for up to $50,000 or more. This amazing new business account funding program is so effective, you could have the cash you need in just days.
I called, spoke with an agent who pre-qualified us, and connected me.
Call now for your Platinum Business Account. If you've been in business for at least 6 months, you could qualify for up to $50,000 or more in just days.
I called Penn Funding and had my money fast.
Need cash for your business? Call Penn Funding now.
Call 800-658-3433. 800-658-3433.
There's a whole new way to bank at Achieva Credit Union with Achieva Checking Plus. Get new unique features like full ID theft protection and online shopping rewards. Plus, it's an interest-bearing account, so you have a little extra for what really matters. Achieva Checking Plus isn't just an account for your money. It's for your life, including cell phone insurance. And that's good to know. Discover the plus at AchievaCU.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, the president looking to push optimism in tonight's speech to Congress, but will those efforts be overshadowed by recent events?
And a plane crash in California kills 4 people. We'll hear from witnesses.
Plus, protests against the Florida pipeline are heating up after the identity of one man shot on scene is released.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
And we love to start with these beautiful scenes of downtown Sarasota. Here's a quick shot from our tower cam of a nice skyline scene. There's the Renaissance and the Alinari buildings, the condo high-rises on 41, kind of across from the Van Wezel. Pretty shot there as we start to pan toward the south. Love this time of day to see
all the lights.
Yeah.
The lights look beautiful. Looks like a wide, huge skyline out there.
It certainly is. All right, welcome back. 5:31. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Let's check in with John Scalzi. John, it is heating up out there.
It is. Did you notice on our tower cam shots how the pinpoint of the lights is a little more diffuse today? It looks a little more like a Christmas tree light.
What do you mean right? You didn't know.
No, I know. They always look a little. They always look a little. Sometimes when it's humid outside, I think.
Exactly
Am I right?
right.
Am I right? See?
Bingo. Yep. You got the gold star.
Wow.
Absolutely right. We got a little more humidity in the air today. A little more moisture helping to diffract the light, giving it that little bit of a kind of a Christmas tree kind of look. It's pretty. We have Becky in Omayaka reporting in with 58 degrees out there. So she's normally on the cool side, but still a little warm for her. We're looking at many places now seeing temperatures in the mid-60s, running around 10 degrees above where we normally would find ourselves. Not much in the way of any kind of cloud cover across the region. A few fair weather clouds, that's really about it. Expect to see lots of sunshine again today. We cracked a record high yesterday at 86 degrees, and we'll probably come pretty close to that again today. No rain in the forecast. Complete details coming up in a few.
All right, thanks so much, John. Taking a look at your Suncoast traffic this morning. Traffic throughout Manatee County, pretty quiet, except on State Road 70, a little bit of congestion over there. We do have a live look from the DeSoto Bridge. Now, that's usually an area that is pretty packed as the morning progresses. Not a whole lot going on right now, but that is one of the roadways that comes into downtown from Palmetto. But as we head back to the maps, taking a look at Sarasota County, a little bit of congestion on Bee Ridge Road, but I-75 looking clear in both Manatee direction in towards South County. A little bit of stop up towards Venice. Other than that, at 5:33 on this Tuesday morning, your traffic looks like it should be a smooth sail. Topping our news this half hour, President Trump is preparing for tonight's big speech to Congress.
He's expected to outline what's been accomplished already and what is upcoming. ABC's Karen Travers has details from Washington.
Tonight's theme will be optimism.
The renewal of the American spirit.
President Trump's speech to a joint session of Congress is not officially a State of the Union address, but he's certainly made it clear what he considers that state to be.
I inherited a mess. It's a mess. At home and abroad, a mess. Jobs are pouring out of the country, low pay, low wages, mass instability overseas, no matter where you look.
On the economy, the Trump administration points to slow growth in GDP and wages, manufacturing job losses, and the high cost of the Affordable Care Act. But compared to 8 years ago when President Obama took office, President Trump inherited an improving economy. The unemployment rate is low. There have been 76 straight months of job growth, and the stock market is soaring. On foreign policy, President Trump blasts the Obama administration for its handling of the civil war in Syria, the rise of ISIS, and a deteriorating relationship with Israel. That message was on display in the president's inauguration address when at times he struck a dark tone.
American carnage.
Painting an ominous picture of the country today. But the White House says tonight's address will be sunny, an effort to channel the optimism of Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, I think this is an opportunity for him to lay out a very positive vision for the nation.
Look for the president to emphasize where he wants to take the country and the policies he'll try to put in place to get there. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
And this morning, growing concerns about potential hate crimes.
This as another round of threats target Jewish community centers in several states this week, including right here in Florida. Police were called to the JCC in Davie, which is in South Florida, yesterday, but investigators determined that the phoned-in bomb threat was not credible. Now, threats were also made against Jewish community centers in Tarrytown, New York, Wilmington, Delaware, and Indianapolis. From the start of the year through today, 69 different bomb threats have been made to 54 Jewish centers in the United States and Canada.
Why? I think that's really the only thing you could say, because there's really no reason for it to be done.
That kind of behavior and activity is wrong and won't be tolerated, and the highest levels of government denounce it.
Over the weekend, nearly 100 headstones were knocked over in a Philadelphia Jewish cemetery. The JCC, Association of North America, is now calling on the federal government to take action against the, quote, scourge of anti-Semitism.
And on Miami Beach, police trying to find the vandals who keyed swastikas on several cars. Our rabbi, who lives in a predominantly Jewish neighborhood, says there have been other recent incidents in the area. He says a few days ago, a swastika was drawn on the side of a glass door at a local Jewish temple. The Miami incidents follow numerous other incidents across the country. In California, 4 people killed after a small plane crashed into some homes in Riverside, California. It happened shortly after takeoff, and Alex Michelson has details.
This is all that's left of 2 homes after a Cessna 310 plane headed for San Jose crashed right into them. Eyewitnesses say it's a horrifying sight.
Sound like 2 trains crashing.
I thought it was an earthquake when I felt it.
Oh my gosh, that's so hot.
Tracy Zamora captures the flames moments after the crash. Listen closely. You can hear the crackling of the fire.
Did they get everybody out of that house?
When firefighters arrive,
like they are pulling someone here, Mark, out of the window here.
One of the female passengers is pulled out of the home and rushed to the hospital. Amazingly, another female passenger also survives the impact and is even able to talk with investigators.
Up on impact, the plane pretty much split apart, and luckily she was ejected, and very minor injuries.
60 firefighters work to put out the flames and look for potential survivors. Wreckage is seen half a mile away. 3 people who were aboard the plane are pronounced dead.
We have identified that all victims from this incident were from the aircraft. We have no residents that were involved.
Investigators say the plane was attempting to fly back home to San Jose.
They were here for a cheer competition, but it appears that the 2 that were transported again were adults.
The Red Cross is now on hand to help displaced residents. The NTSB is now on hand to take over this investigation. Reporting from Riverside, Alex Michelson, ABC News.
We are learning more now about an incident in Florida involving a man killed by deputies at a pipeline after firing at them in Citrus County. The sheriff's office says the incident began when 66-year-old James Marker was seen shooting a high-powered rifle at a portion of the controversial pipeline, which will transport natural gas from Alabama to Florida. Some protesters say they support Marker's actions.
People have a reason to be upset. This was an instance of property being damaged, and as a result, someone essentially received a death sentence.
Protesters have crowded the area with signs that read, "Kill pipelines, not people." They are part of a group known as the Sable Trail Resistance, aiming to stop the pipeline from finishing construction.
In consumer news this morning, gas prices are expected to rise within the next few months. During the past 5 years, gas prices have increased 35 to 70 cents from February to Memorial Day. AAA says that's because drivers should expect the same this year. All this comes at a time when drivers are on the road more, also going on spring and summer road trips. On average, the price for a full tank of gas is about $8 more than this time last year. And check your pantry. Trader Joe's is recalling one of its popular products. The grocery chain says there may be pieces of glass, yes, glass, in 3 types of its unsweetened applesauce. Only 2 were shipped here to Florida. The first crushed Gravenstein applesauce with an expiration date of August 8th of 2018 is being recalled, along with the organic unsweetened applesauce with an expiration date of October 6th of 2018. So make sure to check the kids' lunch boxes as you head out the door. And talk about the trip of a lifetime. SpaceX says it'll fly 2 people to the moon next year. The company says 2 people approached SpaceX about sending them on a week-long flight to the moon. The passengers will fly to the moon but will not land on it. Company chief says the pair already paid a significant deposit. Now, SpaceX is on track to launch astronauts to the International Space Station for NASA next year. The moon mission would follow about 6 months later.
We're talking about a bucket list thing to do. Go to the moon.
I know.
A long flight.
Could you imagine? That'd be so cool.
It would be a nice thing to do. Yeah, that's probably an expensive trip for those folks.
Oh,
you know.
yeah, I could imagine. Well, we're following some local stories here on the Suncoast as well.
In Sarasota, an investigation is underway after officers found a 19-year-old shot near 25th Street yesterday. They believe that Malik Henry was targeted. His injuries are not life-threatening. So far, no arrests have been made. An opioid addiction continues to be a struggle throughout the Suncoast. One state representative is trying to secure funding to combat the issue. Joe Gruters is the House sponsor for a bill that would dedicate $500,000 for an opioid addiction recovery peer coach pilot program. In Manatee County, special education taking priority at a meeting tonight. The school board will take a closer look into the topic after the state's graduation rate for students with disabilities has increased over the past few years, while Manatee County's has not increased. That is going on tonight in downtown Bradenton. Nice weather out there. This is a great time of year, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it is.
But it's warm.
It's lovely. It's been warm for the last 5 years.
No complaints here.
Yeah. You know, it is what it is. We do have some cooler weather coming our way for you cool weather lovers coming up by the end of the week. We have a cold front coming through that'll maybe return us to average temperatures, which is nice. I'll take average.
Yeah, not bad around here.
Yeah.
Talk about that forecast in a second.
All right.
All right, well, still ahead, over 1 million families are dealing with divorce. Doctors now working on ways to help kids adjust to their families changing. We'll tell you a few ideas to help keep in mind up next in your Health Smart.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. We head outside to play a round of pickleball. Plus the work of Andy Warhol. We'll test our trivia skills and the Sarasota Opera.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess?
You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second Spin Mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Pleasant conditions across the region. 64 degrees our air temperature. Dew point is at 61. That's fairly pleasant. Dew points in the lower 60s are still comfortable. I think as we head into the afternoon, we'll develop more of a westerly wind flow, and that'll pump up our dew point values probably into the mid-60s. And that might start to feel a little uncomfortable for some folks, especially as our daytime high begins to climb as well. We'll probably see a temperature again today, about 20 degrees above where we are right now, coming in the mid-80s, well above our average. Temperatures across the region, 66 Wauchula, Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch, Myakka, the same 68 degrees in Arcadia. We have 67 degrees in Northport, Venice, and Inglewood, and 67 degrees at Longboat Key. Across the region right now, the influence of this long fetch of wind off Atlantic waters is evident with these few showers that we have now. Those showers over on the other coast are going to be kind of persistent during these morning hours, then probably for the next couple of days, as long as we have this nice long fetch east wind. That'll shift a little more southeast today and eventually southwest locally with our sea breeze that'll build near the coastline. Not much in the way of any kind of large-scale systems across our region, though there are a couple across the nation. We have one departing low-pressure area in the northeast, still producing a little bit of freezing rain in higher elevations. And then we have one wound-up low-pressure area that's going to produce the potential of severe weather in the midsection of the country. And another little area of disturbed weather kind of moved in from the Pacific and now is poised really to become a lee side low. That one will team up with this area of low pressure back to the west and maybe produce some rougher weather in the northern Gulf Coast. Right now, a lot of sunshine in store for us this afternoon. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't break out into full sunshine, just as we did yesterday. In fact, today I think will be very similar to a carbon copy of yesterday, with the possible exception that the temperatures might be slightly cooler than they were yesterday. We have, again, on our satellite presentation here, this area of low pressure kind of ejecting out of the southern extent of the Rockies. And then in the plains, another area of low pressure. This frontal boundary wound up around an area of low pressure that's going to produce the potential for some severe weather today. This is actually a pretty enhanced chance of severe weather, and there could be small tornadoes as well as hail, gusty winds, maybe even some flooding would occur too with some fairly heavy rainfall. For us here in Florida, I don't think we have any chance whatsoever of seeing thunderstorms today. In fact, even with this frontal boundary approaching us and coming through the region by Wednesday night, it starts to move through the panhandle and Thursday morning through our area. I don't see much in the way of even any rainfall, much less severe weather. Maybe about a 20% chance that we get a sprinkle or two or a shower possible. And then once that front moves through, our winds are going to shift from the southeast, which we see today, to a more northerly direction, and we'll draw down some drier, cooler air just in time for the weekend, especially Friday. Friday looks to be an absolutely superb day. Warm afternoon, higher humidity, dry today. Those are your weather features. Forecast for the week ahead calls for a daytime high on Friday, more than 10 degrees cooler than what we will see today, and much lower humidity. Back to you.
All right, big change. Thank you, John. Let's check the roads now as you wake up on this Tuesday morning. Not too bad in northern Manatee County. A little bit of a slowdown right there on 70, just east of 301. Here's a live picture, though, back in downtown Bradenton, a little farther north. This is the DeSoto Bridge, which comes into downtown Bradenton right next to the Manatee Memorial Hospital. That'll certainly build up as the morning progresses. You're looking at traffic arriving from northern Manatee County into downtown Bradenton. We'll check back with that in about 15 minutes. Back to the maps right now. You'll see in Sarasota County, really no problems right now except a little slowdown on Clark Road heading toward the interstate. South County, smooth sailing at 5:50 as you wake up on this Tuesday morning.
This morning in Health Smart, with more than 1 million U.S. children being affected by divorce or separation each year, experts are now working on ways to help kids through the difficult transitions. A recent report issued by the American Academy of Pediatrics is highlighting ways to make it easier for them. One way doctors are recommending is to remain consistent in your routines as well as your child's. They say it can be comforting to kids in the midst of much change. Also, they say to keep in mind that divorce doesn't impact every child the same, and just because a child did not have any issues at the time of the separation, it doesn't mean that it won't impact them later down the road. One way to help is to try to recognize less obvious ways that a child displays emotions.
A lot of times it can be a lot more subtle, so things like not doing as well in school or withdrawing from their activities or their friends or just being disinterested. And so those are the more subtle things that can indicate maybe a little bit of depressed mood, anxiety, or other concerns, and that's what we really want to help as pediatricians to identify early.
Doctors advise families not to be afraid to talk about divorce openly with their child's pediatrician, as they may be able to help as well.
Entertainment news now. That's a story everyone's talking about. We're learning more now about that Major League blooper at the end of Sunday night's Oscar telecast. David Daniel has details in this morning's Hollywood Minute.
The accountant did it. PricewaterhouseCoopers, the accounting firm that has long handled the Oscars ballots, is taking the blame for Sunday's Best Picture catastrophe. Tim Ryan, the firm's U.S. chairman, says partner Brian Cullinan, seen here on the right, handed the wrong envelope to Warren Beatty backstage, and the rest was history. One of the Oscar stories lost in the envelope uproar was Colleen Atwood winning Best Costume Design for Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. It's Atwood's 4th Oscar and the first for any movie in the Harry Potter franchise. The 8 Potter films earned a total of 12 nominations, but no wins. Meet Gaston, played by Luke Evans, as Josh Gad as LeFou sings his praises in the latest clip from Beauty and the Beast. The live-action take on the classic Disney animated fairy tale opens March 17th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
So I'd heard about that envelope debacle that Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway kind of argued beforehand as to who would be the one to read the winner.
Right.
And he opens it and says, uh-oh. Go ahead, Faye. Go ahead and read it. And he knew that it was wrong because it said Emma Stone, Lala, who had already won.
Yeah.
So what a mess that was.
Ooh.
Stay with us.
Sticky situation.
Oh, yeah. 5:53, more news after that. Stay with us.
There's a whole new way to bank with Achieva Checking Plus. You get new features like full ID theft protection, and that's good to know. Discover all the benefits at achievacu.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that, and with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Attention small business owners. Penn Funding announces the easiest and fastest business funding program, the Platinum Business Account.
We needed cash fast. Business is good, but this is an emergency. We needed some new equipment, and the banks wouldn't help us.
At Penn Funding, we like to say, yes, you're approved. With your Platinum Business Account, you could qualify for up to $50,000 or more. This amazing new business account funding program is so effective, you could have the cash you need in just days.
I called, spoke with an agent who pre-qualified us, and connected me.
Call now for your Platinum Business Account. If you've been in business for at least 6 months, you could qualify for up to $50,000 or more in just days.
I called Penn Funding and had my money fast.
Need cash for your business? Call Penn Funding now.
Call 800-658-3433. 800-658-3433.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
You can do something about a crime, any crime, and you can receive a reward of up to $3,000 cash. Call Crime Stoppers with information about criminal activity, unsolved crimes, drug dealers, fugitive criminals, stolen property, illegal weapons. Call 366-TIPS. You will remain anonymous. Visit SarasotaCrimeStoppers.com. Download the Crime Stoppers P3 mobile app from the Apple iTunes Store or Google Play. Call Crime Stoppers 366-TIPS. Paid for by the Attorney General's Office, Crime Stoppers Trust Fund.
There's a whole new way to bank with Achieva Checking Plus. You get new features like cell phone protection for 3 phones, plus an interest-bearing account. And that's good to know. Discover all the benefits at AchievaCU.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Well, tonight's the president's speech to Congress will go live to Capitol Hill in 2 minutes, so stay right there.